Hello and welcome to Verbal to Visual. I am your host, Doug Neill, and one of the things that I'll be exploring throughout 2018 is the topic of learning a new language. That's because I'm building a course about that very thing, specifically how to use sketchnotes as a supporting tool when learning a new language. But before getting into the nitty-gritty of language learning techniques, I want to take a step back and explore why it's even worth it to learn a new language when automated translation technology is becoming so prevalent. Thankfully, John McWhorter has thought about that question much more than I have, and he gave a TED Talk on it. I would like to share the highlights of that TED Talk in sketchnote form, and then riff on what I found to be the most interesting about these ideas. Now, I've already completed this sketchnote, but I'm going to use some Photoshop magic to introduce one idea at a time. And don't worry, there will be plenty more videos this year in which you'll get to see me sketchnote ideas of others from scratch. Within his talk, McWhorter laid out 4 reasons to learn a new language. The first is that by learning a new language, you essentially gain an entry ticket into the culture surrounding that language, which means that you're able to fully participate in and appreciate that culture, more so than someone who's relying on translation. Reason number 2, it's good for your brain. Those that speak multiple languages are less likely to develop dementia, and they're better at multitasking. The third reason to learn a new language, it can be a lot of fun to make new sounds and speak in new rhythms compared to what you get to do with your native language, which you might be a little bit bored with by now anyway, right? Finally, reason number 4, because of the resources available on the internet, it has never been easier to learn a new language. Anytime, any place. Personally, I feel the strongest attachments to numbers 1 and 4. As I mentioned up front, I'm building an online resource to help folks use the tool of visual note-taking to learn a new language. So I'm adding to the pool of resources out there and hopefully providing something that doesn't already exist, that might be a slightly new take on the language learning process. But by far, the strongest pull for me to learn a new language is that first point. The fact that it allows you to participate in and appreciate another culture in a deeper way than if you don't speak the language. I've experienced that once already. I spent my entire junior year of college studying abroad in Ecuador and traveling across South America. Yes, that is me with long curly hair, living it up. Now, I don't really think that's an option anymore, but I'm okay with that most of the time. That year abroad was life-changing, and I've craved experiences like it ever since, but I've yet to put in the time and energy to learn a new language. But that's changing this year. In conjunction with the new course that I'm building, I'm going to start learning a new language so that I can test out myself the resources that I'm building for others. I'll soon be letting you know what language I'll be learning, and hopefully what country I'll be visiting this year. But for now, I want you to think about if learning a new language or traveling to a foreign country is on your bucket list, and if McWhorter's reasons swayed you more in that direction. If so, maybe now is a good time to give it a shot. McWhorter mentions Rosetta Stone and Glossica as 2 great resources to check out, so be sure to explore those. And if you want to supplement your language learning with some fun and useful sketchnoting activities, take a look at the course I'm building. All right, I will be back soon with more sketchnoting and goodness. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.